Let us look at this example. Find the limit as x tends to 0 of this function, which is a polynomial divided by another polynomial, right? Now, if we put 0 directly into this, what we would have is 7 by x to the 5 would be 7 times 0 to the 5th would be 0, minus 3 times 0 cubed would be 0, plus 15 by 0 squared would be 0, divided by 4 by 0 to the 6 would be 0, plus 30 by 0 to the 5th would be 0, minus 2 by 0, 0. And you know we cannot divide by 0, so this wouldn't work. So what we need to do now, what do we need to do? Let us set this up in such a way that we have a number under here that's not multiplied by x. All right? Now, if we choose to divide everything by x to the 6th, what we would have when we reach here is 2x divided by x to the 6th, right? And that would be the same thing as 2 over x to the 5th. Now, as x tends to 0, this would become infinitely large. You don't have a problem if what you have in the new denominator is infinity. The problem is if the numerator is also infinity. Now, if we have a case where we're dividing by x to the 6th, up top, what would happen to the x to the 5th? It would become 7x to the 5th over x to the 6th. So this would be 7 over x. And as x tends to 0, the top part would become infinitely large. So can't divide by x to the 6th. Let's try not to have any division by x up top here, because a number over x as x tends to infinity, as x tends to 0, is infinitely large. So we want to avoid, anytime we get something like this, as x tends to 0, try to avoid any number divided by 0 in the numerator, right? Because a number divided by 0 is infinitely large. It cannot work. And so you don't want a number divided by x. So forget about dividing by x to the 6th. What do we do? What happens in this case is this. Let's not have pure x's or x by numbers in the denominator. So what we do is divide by x. Divide everything by x. If we divide everything by x, we would have this minus 2x over x would become 2 alone. This 30x to the 5th over x divided by x would be 30x to the 4th plus, and this 4x to the 6th, when you divide by x, would be 4 times x to the 5th. Okay, now up here we have 7x to the 5th divided by x. It would be 7x to the 4th minus 3x cubed over x. You can see it would be 3x squared plus 15x squared divided by x would be 15x. Okay, good. So we have a situation here in which we did not have any number up top over x. because we will be in problem and you would not have, well, not really problem, but you would not have a limit, right? You would not have a limit there. At the same time, we avoid the situation where each term in the denominator is multiplied by 0, but by x, and x tends to 0. So, even though 4x to the 5th would tend to 0, 30x to the 4th would tend to 0. Nothing would happen to the 2. So, when given a polynomial divided by another polynomial, you have to carefully think about what will happen, right, as x tends to 0. In this case, the limit as x tends to 0. Now here, as x tends to 0, you would have 7 times 0 to the 4th, to the 0. 7 times 0 is 0. 0 to the 4th is 0, and 7 times 0 is 0. Minus 3x squared. 0 squared is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. Plus 15 times 0 is 0. Divided by 4 by x to the 5th. 0 to the 5th is 0. 4, 0, 0. Plus 30 times x to the 4th. 0 to the 4th is 0. 30 times 0 is 0. Minus 2. So now we have 0 over 2, which is 0. So the limit does exist, and it is 0 in this case. I'll see you in the next video.